Okay. Hi, guys.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're just gonna start.
Should we angle it a little bit?
Hey.
Hi.
So, welcome to Manifestation Bathtub Outdoor Special.
1 second. Let me share this.
Okay. So, hi, fans.
Yeah.
Today we're coming at you from a hot tub in LA.
Let's just get some shares going
Hi,
on
Patience.
first.
Yeah.
So if you're joining us right now and you're watching us live, please go and share this video. Your friends are going to love it. You're going to love it. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this.
You guys aren't going to want to miss this. It's a very, very special episode we've got going on today. We've just got to get the camera angle right because we don't have a tripod. So, hold on. Awesome. I think this works. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Kelly. Okay.
So go on, Rosie.
Yeah, done. Share now. So good.
All right, guys. You will be able to see us all. Might have to bring the camera down here. Okay, here comes our first special guest. It's Oona!
Hello.
Oona, welcome to Manifestation Bathtub.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to be here, Henry.
I'm so excited that you're here. We've got another special guest coming. This is Izumi! Okay, so the way we always start our baths is with a special bath product that we want to share with you guys. And today we have this amazing Amazonian organic skincare line called Manaus that some friends of ours are launching. And so this is a white sage and white cedar aura mist. Who would like their auras misted? Ready? Okay. Delicious.
Oh, wow. It's fresh.
It's
Glorious.
It's opening.
This is the sponsor of Manifestation
This is really
Bathtub
nice.
today.
Yeah, I'm
Hi.
I feel enlightened
I
already.
feel like
I just feel
just
lighter.
bring it in here.
Yeah.
So guys, welcome to our bath time.
Hi.
Oh, where'd my coffee go? We've got coffee out here. We've got a baby out here.
Baby.
The best baby in the world. So, there we go. That might work better. I want to get the yeah.
Careful, that's precarious.
That's all right. It's waterproof. It's iPhone 7.
iPhone 7's waterproof?
We manifested a waterproof iPhone.
That's
you know.
so manifestation. I did not know that.
Well, like up to 3 feet, up to 20 minutes.
Got it.
And then anything longer than that is it's not gonna last.
Too shabby. Well, that's exactly what you need with
can handle
Manifestation
that.
Bathtub.
Yeah.
So welcome to our weekly show where we talk about how we manifest the craziest shit into our lives. And today we've manifested the largest bathtub and the most amazing guests.
We have. Isn't this bathtub amazing, guys? So if you're watching right now, I'm Kit Volcano and this is Rosie
This is really
Volcano. And we've got some amazing guests. This is Manifestation Bathtub. Before we start, just press share on this video because trust me, your friends are going to want to see this. All right, so these are our special guests. And do you want to do the introduction?
Okay, well, first, we've already you've seen Una's butt, and now this is Una's face. Una is a world-traveling, song-collecting songstress who brings magical groups of people together for ceremonies and wonderful celebrations. And she's also a forest yoga teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, amongst many other things. Una, what you got going on lately?
Some stuff. Some epic manifestation stuff that I didn't even know. I didn't know what manifestation was, but I manifested a badass role in the Avatar sequels.
Oh, like no big deal. Just
You
the
know,
Avatar sequels,
Just hanging out in the
Good
forest.
manifestation there.
Yeah, just like those little mini just everyday stuff.
Yeah.
Everyday
Manifesting
stuff.
big life
crazy.
visions in the
So-
forest with blue people on
Yeah.
the big screen.
So I wanted to quit acting for a while. So this is a story. And I've been like talking about quitting acting. You've heard me talk about quitting acting. You've probably heard me about quitting acting. I'm like, oh, it's just the scripts that you get are so like the stories that people tell, and the power, like it's so powerful. Stories are so powerful because they govern our lives. The stories that we accept are and so the stories that are written now are just so lame. So I've been wanting to quit acting, and then I broke up with my boyfriend and finished a job and decided, okay, fuck this, I'm gonna go for a trip, and I'm done. I'm gonna go and reconsider everything. So I went on a 7-month journey. I went to Chile in a song hunt. I went to Mexico on a whim, and I went to Cuba to build a treehouse in the jungle. And then when I got back, my first audition was for Avatar. But it was a really weird thing because my agent hadn't even, like, my manager hadn't even arranged it. It was kind of like she introduced me to someone who went, oh, you so need to meet this person who is, there was like a thing. And then suddenly there I was in a room with James Cameron.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay, I can't fuck this up. Like, this is actually, I really, really want this. This is the first acting job that I've come across that I really, really, really want.
Why?
Because that story matters to me, and like it's a story that matters to me. That's all it is. I want to tell stories that matter to me. I don't want to tell stories that I don't care about. And the first movie is like one of my favorite, if not my like most watchable, endlessly watchable film of all time, because it's amazing.
If you guys haven't seen it or you haven't seen it in a while, you need to go back and watch it.
now.
It's really amazing. It still holds up.
Yeah, it does. It's amazing. And so then we did the meeting, and it was almost like it wasn't me. And the first thing that happened was that we spoke about permaculture for about an hour and a half, which was great because he was talking to me about potassium and the way alfalfa roots like dig down and bring the potassium from the underground right to the surface.
Oh my
And there's,
God.
like, soil preservation, because his son is like super into the whole permaculture thing, and they've got a big they've got big projects in that way, and so that fascinates me. So we talked about that for a while, and then I did the audition, and it really, and then I went home, and then I was supposed to hear by my birthday, right? But the read-through for the Avatar film was happening at the same time as the Asia Yoga Conference in Hong Kong, to which Brian Campbell, our amazing forest yoga teacher, had invited me to come and assist him at.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, Brian, I'm in. The only thing that will mean that I can't do it is because I have to go to LA to do a read-through for Avatar, which is in the exact same dates, 8th to 12th of June. And so I was like, fully trusting, right. This conversation happened. The story's a bit mental. So I was in his garden. I think I told you about this at the time.
Brian's garden.
In Brian's garden. And just telling him after I'd just come back from the James Cameron meeting. So I can't believe it. And then this seed with hair on it, like the seeds from the sacred tree.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
One of those ones.
One of those ones, but it was tiny like this.
No.
And it didn't do that. It was just like a floating little seed. And it just went like that, and it appeared, and we were just talking in his front yard, and it just went plunk and landed on my hand. And I was like, Brian, can you see this? And he was like, yeah. And so I laughed. And I don't know if it was the wind or what it was, but it went.
Yes.
It landed on the tip of my nose.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad that Brian was there, because otherwise no one would
I
believe this
remember
story.
that story, actually. I remember you telling me that.
And then I was like, well, either this means that this is my avatar, that forest yoga and Brian, and that this is where I can create that level of impact, or it means that I'm gonna get avatar. And either way, I'm really happy with it. So I then began a month-long session of prayer that I've never engaged in prayer like that. I've never prayed like that, where I would literally just sit there and send him all these vibes. I mean, it was crazy. Like, I'd send him balls of fire. And
Send who?
James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Balls,
Yeah. Jimmy,
setting
as
James
we like to
Cameron.
call him.
Balls of fire.
Old Jimmy.
Yeah, balls of fire. And then just because I would be like Dragon Ball Z. I'd be like in front of my altar, like making this ball, just kind of like, and then going like, boom. And then I didn't hear, but I booked my flight to Hong Kong. So I was, either way, those days were going to be epic in the first couple of weeks of June. And then it was really hard to keep the vision. And it was so hard to hold the vision because there was a part of me that, even though I was super excited about going to teach with Brian in Hong Kong, I really wanted Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to do that. Like that was my main thing. So I was like, it was so hard to keep that vision. And then on the 2nd of June, I get a tattoo.
Oh.
Here. And on my way home from the tattoo parlor, I find a perfect feather in my path.
Wow.
And every day I started finding these perfect feathers in my path. Every single day, at least once, and some days twice. And I would just pick them up and put them on my altar and be like, thank you. And it was just a great confirmation from the forces that be that whatever was happening, I was on the right path, that I had support, that I was like getting full support. And then my birthday came and went on the 4th of June, and I was really bummed on the 5th because I hadn't had the call, and I was 30 and single, or 31 and single, and I was like, life is just too much, I can't. Today is going to be cut short, I'm going to bed early, guys. And then I had this dream. And in my dream, I went back to the audition room with JC, and
The man.
I
love it.
Big Daddy, and he grabs me by the. Actually, I'm not going to tell you about the dream. But I had the most amazing dream, and then I woke up, and then I got the film right as I was dreaming that dream.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. That was like, I woke up in the middle of the night. I never wake up in the middle of the night. I'm the best sleeper in the world. It was dark outside, and I was like, what time is it? And I look at my phone, and it was full of messages from my manager saying, don't get on the flight. Call me as soon as you wake up. Don't go to Hong Kong.
Oh my God.
Like, and the crazy thing, right, and I think the big lesson in terms of manifestation is that I didn't actually for a second think that I was manifesting anything. Like that word didn't come into my mind. It wasn't. It's not in my vocabulary. Like it was. But the whole theory behind manifestation, which is like your intentions aligning with your desires, aligning with your actions.
Yeah.
Like all of those
your
things were
emotions.
happening naturally because it was something that I really wanted.
That's amazing.
And that's it.
Do you feel like it was something that was just so meant to be that you didn't even have to work? Like it just flowed.
No, I believe that I was manifesting, but it was just didn't feel like manifesting. Because when I think about manifesting now, it's like you have to kind of sit and you have to think and you have to formulate and you have to have the vision and make the vision and do the thing, and it's all like it feels like work. This is how it feels like for me.
Yeah.
But with that, it was something that I just so naturally wanted so bad that my words and my actions and my intentions and my emotions were all aligned naturally. Like I didn't have to do any work for it because I really wanted it.
That's when it's meant to be, though.
That's
It's like,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like ever since I knew you were going for that, I was like, I just saw you blue. I saw your face blue the whole time. And so she is now Bluna. And Auntie Bluna to my baby.
Also, who has a big part in that story because
Yes.
Lumina spoke to her blue people, and her blue people contacted Jim's blue people,
Yes.
and their blue people called my blue people, and they all came to an agreement. That's how I got the real film.
That's-
That's the
exactly.
real story.
It all happened
And
in-
guys,
in
this is
utero-
the number one
utero.
secret of manifestation is just to access the blue people.
Yes.
No.
They're pretty powerful.
I mean, if you can, it's great. So would you say that when you were sending JC your fireballs, would you say that those fireballs were almost like an energetic representation of your desire?
Yeah, and it was so weird because it wasn't like I wasn't sitting there going like, oh, I'm gonna send James Cameron a fireball. Like I would just naturally be in front of my altar, and I think it is that thing. It's like ultimately this came as a great gift to me because for a while I did not know really what I wanted. All I knew was what I didn't want, and then
so powerful.
yeah, and then suddenly it was like I want this. And so everything was just like, boom. And I just kind of let it happen. So I'd sit in front of my altar and I'd light my copal or my palo santo or whatever, and I'd just sit there, and this force would just like build up in my belly, and I'd just be like, I'm gonna send this down. And the only way I can describe it is balls of fire, because it does have that kind of like that innate kind of energy.
So I like, do you guys know who Abraham Hicks is? Okay. So what Abraham talks about all the time, it's just like the grandmother of law of attraction.
Which is ironic because I just got a text from, or not a text, from a Facebook ad from Abraham Hicks saying they're going to be in San Diego.
Woohoo!
They live in San Diego.
Yeah, the last time that they came to San Diego, I was like, next time they come, this price is going to be nothing to me. Like, and it's $225. So last time I was like, oh honey, it's way too much. But then I looked at the price this time, which is like 6 months later. I'm like, that's nothing. Why did I ever think that was expensive? So we're going.
Yay!
Abraham Hicks is, the grandmother of law of attraction.
Yeah, she's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So one of the things that she says is launching rockets of desire. So when you were talking about your fireball, I was like, oh my God, that's what she's talking about. It's like when you're launching a rocket of desire, when what you want is so clear and so big, and you know it's going to change the world, or it's going to change your world. It's like you can't help but like launch these massive amounts of energy towards it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
She knows.
Yeah.
She's launching them.
I know. I wish we could just have her like just floating on a magical raft in the middle
On a
of
dinghy.
She's
Floating on a dinghy.
The other thing that I'm curious about what happened with you is something that's really been ringing true for me lately about manifestation and launching rockets of desire is when you launch them, you have to be so certain that it's going to happen that there's no fear or anxiety that it's not.
Dude, there was like the level of certainty of this was twofold. It was, I kept having these visions, and then I kept making these visions, and this is something that I did actually make, created. It was like the feeling of the phone calls of all the people that I love that would be bursting with pride when they found out, when I told them. And I kept having those conversations, and I remember I told you, I was like, you were sitting there, and I was like, you're gonna be so proud of me. You're gonna be so proud. We're like that's amazing. That feeling that was Dr. Joe Dispenza's kind of making it into an emotional reality.
Yes.
That was the big thing. And then the second thing, I've forgotten. So I'll tell you when I remember again.
Yeah, but it's not so black and white. It's actually like putting yourself in that situation, like feeling at home in that which you desire, knowing you deserve it, not building up any resistance to it, not being like, I want this so bad, but all of those things.
That's what it was. So it also was a threefold promise. And that's the thing. Yes. I made a contract. I made a promise that was threefold. A, smash Avatar. That's gotta be done.
Yeah.
The second one was make my own film about my story, about the people, my ancestors from Chile. And the third one was Forest Yoga. It's like use this platform, like in whatever shape it comes, to spread what I have found to be a really healing and amazing practice in the way to make people feel good in their bodies. So that was like this threefold promise that I was, every day when I was in prayer, I'd be like, no, I'm gonna do this. I promise I'm gonna do this.
So you sold your path to the blue people.
I sold my soul to the blue people.
Yeah.
And there you have it, viewers.
Dang it. And so did you.
Yeah. Do you want to share your story about selling your soul to the blue people?
Yeah, well, let's see. Sure, I can share it. I was in deep ceremony and with the grandmother ayahuasca, and I was taken completely out of my body, like gone, and I was in a space station with these tall blue people.
and I was seated at a table with 3 of them, and across from me was one. It was a female, and she was telepathically speaking with me. And behind her was a big bubble of space. It was like a big glass window of space behind her. It's really beautiful. And she explained to me that all the work that I've been doing has kind of brought me to this place in life, and that I was ready to receive a DNA switch. So she was explaining that they would switch my DNA with theirs, and I was seated at this table with 3 other beings, and the table that we were seated at looked like this. It had like conduits. It looked like the inside of a computer, kind of. And so we were all kind of plugged into each other by sitting at this table. And I was like, okay, you want to switch out my DNA? I was actually like, cool with that, but really curious as to how. Hi, baby. Curious as to how I would be afterwards. Lumi.
Hey, Mama, we're talking about you.
Yeah, this is her story too.
She's like, I better get on camera.
Yeah. And she, so the, where was I?
So you're curious how they were going to switch out your DNA.
Yeah, so the result was that they basically told me I was to be this heightened transmitter, basically, like a receiver of information. And sort of a channel for information. When I was with the right people, like that information would just kind of come through me. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty awesome. I could be open to that. And they said that also I was going to have a child. This child. and that she would, and that they didn't tell me if it was a boy or a girl, but they said this child was going to be born with this new set of DNA, and doctors will see something that they don't really understand. And they're going to be very concerned. But don't be alarmed. Everything is going to be perfect. Your child is going to be better and more beautiful than you ever imagined. And do not worry. Just do not worry. Just know that we are taking care of her, or taking care of it. Right? And a couple years later, I became pregnant. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was actually in another one of those medicine ceremonies. Voice in my ear told me it's happening, and I wasn't sure. I was like, what's happening? I asked back, and it said, oh, you know, it's happening now. And I knew that I was pregnant.
Wow.
It was really wild. About 8 months later, she came a little early. And she was diagnosed with an extra chromosome. The diagnosis is that she has an extra 21st chromosome, which is a diagnosis called Down syndrome. And along with it is a
You're perfect,
He's
baby.
like,
That's not
just bouncing,
right.
bouncer. She likes bouncing.
Yeah, she does.
Along with it are this extra chromosome are many, many variations of how it can manifest. And so far, it's manifesting really beautifully. She's a wonderful child. I was so lucky that she is incredibly healthy. And I can't wait to see her further develop. But I know that she just has this amazing love that comes out of her, and she's just so excited to be her mom. And that's our little baby.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, she's been, signs of hawks and beautiful signs of how we. She's so cute. Yeah, she's so cute.
Hey, Mama.
So wonderful. Yeah, we've had like crazy signs, like mysterious hawks visiting us and just letting us know that I feel like we're on the right path, and she's doing it. Before that, I've been practicing healing
healing with making things with my hands and beverages and drinks and health foods and things like that. And that was all manifesting beautifully. Now I manifested this one, and I feel like it's all going to kind of come together at once now.
Yeah.
All of my manifestations together.
I love it.
And that, what I feel in you and in Oona is just this like absolute resolve. Like, this is done. There's no fear, there's no worry. I know, I'm certain of this. And that's really what it takes to manifest, is you're not even in action because it's just done.
And I feel like that's what people talk about when they talk about faith.
Yes.
I think that's what faith is. It's not like believing in the rules that are set out for you. It's believing in the things that you know are right for you.
Everything is a gift for you.
Not doubting what the universe has in store for you. And I also like, what I think is really amazing about Lumina is that instead of taking a diagnosis like Down syndrome and thinking, okay, what won't she be able to do in life? It's like, because of the messages that you received, you know that is what is going to set her apart and make her even more magical.
For sure. And I mean, don't think that we didn't have concerns from the get-go, you know, on how she would be, and, you know, really like, you know, wrapping our heads around the community, around people with Down syndrome. It's really a beautiful community. There's so many wonderful children that she's going to get to know and grow up with. And we have already, my partner and I have already such an amazing community around us that are...
That's so cool.
An amazing community that got you how many cranes for your baby shower?
They folded us 1,998 paper cranes.
Yeah, origami cranes.
Origami cranes.
From all over the world.
In Japanese folklore, if you fold 1,000, you get a special wish. And so they gifted us 2 wishes, and they gave us the final 2 pieces of paper, which were drawn by Mitch's best friend. And they're like these amazing drawings of Lumina's future. And it's just so beautiful to receive this gift. And you guys are going to see they're all over. I mean, we plan on putting them all throughout the whole house, but you'll see her room and
2,000 origami
they're her
cranes.
absolute...
Like, that's the community that exists around these 2 people.
They had been folding cranes for like 6
origami
months before she was born.
There's some cranes
They would have parties
that are this small.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I don't know how... And
like
they were
folded with tweezers.
Yeah.
Wow.
It became like a viral thing. Like my friend started the project. Her name's Libby, and her partner Cliff got her to open it up to the community. And all of a sudden, she started getting cranes from all over the world shipped to her house. And she put up directions in a Facebook group, and people just started doing it.
So cool. I love that
And
so much.
yeah, before they knew it, they were at the 2,000 mark. That's a whole nother.
That's so
Well,
funny.
okay, I want to know, like, what was your reaction when you received those?
Oh my god, I think I cried. I thought, like, my baby shower, I thought I would run out of tears. I was crying so much from just all the love that we were receiving. And I didn't. I just cried all day from, like, joy and happiness and this overflowing love. It was amazing. They revealed them in 2 giant boxes. And they continued, they made a huge mobile out of the cranes as well. All of our families participated in main cranes. People wrote beautiful messages on cranes. Their children made cranes for her. They would have parties like rosé and cranes all day. They would because we weren't very social when we were pregnant. So they were like, oh, Mitch and Izumi aren't coming over. Let's bust out some paper and make cranes. They would party
You guys
and
didn't
make
know
cranes.
they were doing it?
No idea. No idea.
Cool.
It was amazing.
Wow.
So much love.
That's awesome.
Really wonderful.
I love that so much.
So before we go, I have one more question, and this is for our viewers, because I know it's easy to watch people who are doing well and who are in this like full faith, like high vibrational place, and just think, well, easy for you.
Yeah.
But I want to hear just a quick little support for our viewers. When you got into a place of not having faith, for both of you, when you got into a little pocket of like resistance, what was that thing that shifted you out of it so you could stay in resolve and stay in faith?
I think for us, I really wanted to I really wanted to feel that message that came through to me so strongly in ceremony, because I do have a lot of faith in those messages. I wanted to feel that feeling again and drop into that feeling and be there, and I was able to do that, and then also like hold her. We also, in utero, she was healed by so many amazing healers, and just like give her everything that we, you know, just trusting that she's going to be this incredible light, which she is. And she has her little healing hand up. It's really
amazing.
cute. She totally has her healing hand up. She does it. She has a healing hand. It's really cute.
So Oona, for you, what was that thing that kept you in faith?
I think faith keeps you in faith. Like I don't see I think the faith, yeah, wanting to do something and believing that it's right, and believing that it's not just right, but it's right for you. But for that, you have to figure out what you want, and I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Because most of us are like, you know, lost in this, and I've been there, and I'm, you know, and I go back and forth all the time. Like I'm not like a powerful manifesting witch. I'm like, this is one thing that I've manifested, but my life is like, you know, full of frustration as well.
Yes.
And like those moments, what I notice is that those are moments that are devoid of faith. And so, what is the thing that brings the faith? Well, faith brings faith. And that's like having an amazing community that reminds you of how amazing life can be. I think that's a really important thing for me. Like when I'm surrounded, like keeping the flame burning is so much easier when you've got many sticks.
Yes.
Right? Like one match burns out, but like many sticks, you know.
It's really good.
It gets out of hand and burns down Carpinteria. But that's how powerful fire can be, and I think that's again just the symbolism of fire, because I associate fire with spirit. But yeah, having amazing people around you, and then just kind of going, no, I'm not gonna freaking let those things get in my way. Like, believe it, faith. It's like weird, but you have to know what you want.
Keep the vision.
Where that's when it's worked for me anyway. Yeah, keep the vision and hold on to it, because you really want it. You know that it's right.
You know that it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Izumi.
so much for joining
Thank
us.
you, Lumi.
Such a special episode
one last
of
little-
Manifestation Bathtub.
Hi. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week.
Love you all.
We love you guys. We'll see you next week.